Good morning, children. It's your old pal, Mr. E. Today we're going to do the Unit 4 test review for algebra. So let's get right into that. Get rid of this here. Okay. All right. Let's see. We're going to write this equation here. 4x equals 3 plus 2/3 y. We're going to write that in standard form. Now remember, standard form looks like this. ax plus by equals c. So we just need to get this y term over here on this side with the x. So what we need to do is this. Let's subtract that because this piece is being added right there. So we need to unadd it. So let's unadd it. Minus 2/3 y. There we go. That goes away. And I'm going to write this piece first. So I'm going to put it right down here. 4x minus 2/3 y equals 3. So we've got it in the right order now, but remember we can't have any fractions. We need whole numbers. So let's go ahead and make these whole numbers. We're going to multiply. Let me just put this out of the way. We're going to multiply the entire equation by the denominator of that fraction. So I'm going to multiply by 3. So this is going to become, let's see, 3 times 4 is 12x. And then that just cancels this. So whatever is left on top is what is there. And then 3, so that's that. And then 3 times 3 is 9. So here's my final answer there. That's that other equation in standard form. There we go. Okay, now let's do some more converting here. Let's change this into slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. That's the one we know the most, probably. So we need to get y by itself. So this needs to come over here. We also need to get rid of these not fractions, these parentheses here. So let's do that first. We're going to distribute that 4, that minus 4 that's right outside there. So this side of the equation won't change, but I'll go ahead and distribute that. So minus 4 times x is minus 4x. Minus 4 times a positive 3 is a minus 12. Okay, now I just need to get the y by itself again. So I'm going to add 4. I'm going to unsubtract it from this side here. So that goes to 0. So I'm just left with y. There we go. We got minus 4x. Remember, this was just a constant. Didn't have an x in it. So we're just going to leave it over here on this side. Minus 12 plus 4 is minus 8. So there's my final form there. All right, let's keep on going. Let's see. Given this equation, find the x and y intercepts. Remember, for the x-intercept, set y equal to 0. Solve for x. And then for the y-intercept, it's very similar, just the other way around. Set x equal to 0 and solve for y. So let's do that. Let's find the x-intercept first. So 15x plus 25 times 0 equals 150. Well, this piece is real easy. Anything times 0 is 0, so I'm just going to erase it. And I'll just have this. 15x equals 150. Divide by that coefficient. It goes away. X equals... So x equals 10. That is the x-intercept. So that, we need to write it as a point. So the x-intercept is 10, 0. And then switch over to green. Let's do the y-intercept. So 15 times 0 is 25y equals 150. And this here, and again, that just goes to 0, so I'm just going to erase it. 25y equals 150, so that means divide by 25. That goes to 0. Y equals 150 divided by 25, that's 6. So the y-intercept is 0, 6. There we go. Is that it for this page? Oh, write these down here. So 0, 6, and then 10, 0. All right, let's go to the next page. Let's see, graph the following lines and identify the slope. Okay, well, this is just y equals a number. Let's remember our Lux boy. That's y equals a number. So that means it's going to be a horizontal line with a 0 slope. So the slope is 0. It's a horizontal line at -3. So we'll go to -3 on the y-axis because we'll go to this axis. Here, let's write a little note. Go to this point on this axis. That's how you do it. So there's the line. Similarly, we can do this. And that doesn't look like it, but let's take a look at this for a second. This is 3x minus 2 equals 4. This is a constant, and that's a constant. So I can combine those. And I also can probably reduce this. So let's just take a look. I'm going to move up here so we have some room. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So that gives me 3x equals 6. Then I'm going to divide by 3. So that's going to give me x equals, this goes to 2. X equals 2. So I simplified. Let's just write this. Simplify. Now this is really just x equals 2. So I'm going to go to this axis. This axis at this point. So the x-axis at 2. So this is going to be a vertical line. A vertical. As an undefined slope. Undefined slope. And that starts with x equals a number. So there it is right there. Undefined. Or you can put no slope. All right. Those are pretty easy. Let's get down here. Let's find the 0 of this function. Given that f of x equals minus 2x plus 8, find the 0 of this function. Remember, the 0 is just where y equals 0. Where the output is 0. So, this is another way of saying y. Usually we have y equals mx plus b, right? This is all in the right spot. So instead of f of x, I'm going to replace it with 0. 0 equals 2x minus 2x plus 8. So now I just solve for x. I can add 2x to both sides and it'll make it positive. Oops. 2x equals 8. Goes away. So divide by 2. X equals 4. That's the 0 of the function. X equals 4. Yep, right there. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to this one. Graph 4x plus 8y equals 24 and answer the following. x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the 0 of the function. And then where the output is 0, what's the input? Okay, well, let's see. Let's graph this. Let's see, let's find the x-intercept. Remember, to find the x-intercept, you set y equal to 0. And if y is 0, then that means this whole thing just goes away. So I'm just going to cover that up and solve what's left. 4x equals 24. Divide by 4. So this goes to 6. So that is 6, 0. So I'll go to the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. 6, 0. And then the y-intercept. Erase all this just for now. Well, you know what? I'll keep that up there. I'll just rewrite it down here. 4x plus 8y equals 24. So, whoops. So this is the part that goes away now. So I'm just going to erase that. 8y equals 24. Let's divide by 8. Y equals 3. So the y-intercept is 0, 3. Let's go to 0, 3 on the y right there. And now we can draw a line through those 2 points as best as we can. There we go. So the 0 of the function is going to be the x-coordinate of the x-intercept. X equals 6. And where is the output 0? Where is the y 0? Well, here's 0. We'll go to it on the y. It's going to be 3. So when x is 3, that's not right. When x is... Oh, that's going to be this. 0 of the function, 6. Sorry, that's the 0. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When x is 6, then the y is 0. And that's what that is. All right. You know that page? Yeah, let's go on to the next page. All righty. Oh, word problem. Here we go. You have $6 to buy candy. You only want to buy Snickers and Starburst and eat them at the same time because that's delicious. Snickers cost $1.50 and Starburst are on sale for $1. Let's write an equation to represent all the combination of Snickers, which is x, and Starbursts, y, that you can purchase. Well, if Snickers is x, Snickers cost $1.50. So this is 1.50x. And then Starbursts are on sale for $1. So that's $1. And they are y. And what's the total? How much do we have? We have $6. So there is our equation. You could also write it like this. 1.5x plus y equals 6. You can write it either way. Let's find the x-intercept, which means we'll set the y to 0. So 1.5x equals 6. Divide by 1.5. That goes away. X equals... Well, how many 1.5s are in 6? Let's see. There's 4. So the x-intercept is 4, 0. The 0 of the function is 4. Let's do the y-intercept. That'll set this piece to 0. So if that's the case, then it's just y equals 6. That's easy. So this is 0, 6. And that's it. That is our entire... Oh, we need to find the slope. Let's find the slope. We're going to find the slope of our original equation. And we can do that by... well, here's an easy way we can do it. Let's just solve for y. Put it into y equals mx plus b form. And then we'll just find the m there. We'll find that. So we will subtract 150 from both sides. So I'm going to do it down here. X I'll subtract 1.5x. Goes away. Y equals minus 1.5x plus 6. And looky there, there's the slope. Minus 1.5 or minus 3 halves. That's the slope. Oh, now we need to graph the equation. Remember to label the x and y axis. All right, there's x. There's y. Let's graph it. We can use this. Let's start at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the y-axis. And then use the slope. We go down the rise and the run. So the rise is 3, down 3. 1, 2, 3, over 2. 2, 3, over 2. 2, 2. And that's it. So there is our line. All right. Good for that page? Nice. Let's keep on going. Let's get some purple. Okay, let's see. You turn 18 and inherit a savings account from your grandparents. How nice. You decide that you will withdraw $50 each month to spend. Withdraw $50 each month. Let's keep an eye on that. After 6 months, here's another number. After 6 months, the balance in your savings account is $780. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. This is y equals mx plus b to model the situation. Well, this number right here, 18, that's not going to be used in here because that's just your age. We're not really using that to account for anything, so let's ignore that number. But we have 3 numbers left. And this word right here, each, should tell you that this is a rate, which means that it is the slope. That's your m value. So the slope is 50, and we're withdrawing, so that's negative 50. Negative 50. So there's my slope. Now these next 2 numbers, this right here, 6 months, and the $780, well, those belong together, don't they? After 6 months, the balance is 780. Those numbers are kind of tied together. This is a dependent variable. This is the y value, which means this is an input or an x value. And here we have an x and a y. So this is really 6, 780. This is one of the points that would be on the graph. So we have a rate, a slope, and a point. So we can put it into point-slope form pretty easily. That'll be y minus the y value, but we need to change the sign. It was positive 780, now it's minus 780, equals the slope, which is minus 50, and then x minus 6. So there is a point-slope form, but we want it to be in slope-intercept form. So we are just going to add 780. Oh, no. We're going to do that next. First, we're going to distribute this. Get rid of these parentheses. So y minus 780 equals minus 50x, because 50 times x is minus 50x. Then a minus 50 times a minus 6. That's going to be a positive 300. Okay, now I can add that 780. Right over here, y equals minus 50x, and that's plus 1080. So there is my equation after 6 months. All right. Let's look at this next one. Given that the line has a slope of 3 and passes through this point, write the equation in point-slope form. Okay, well, it's y minus the y value equals slope times x minus 9. Well, that was easy. Now write it in slope-intercept form. This is y equals mx plus b. So let's just take this and solve for y. Distribute that. That becomes 3x minus 27. And let's add 3 to both sides. minus 24. There we go. We're just moving pieces around. Whenever you need to solve for something, just undo all the things that are being done to it. This was being subtracted from y, so at some point I need to add that. So that's what we do. So write the equation as standard form. Okay, this is ax plus by equals c. So now we just need to move this bit over to the other side. So let's write this back out again. X minus 4. And let's just move this over. It's positive on this side, so I need to make it negative. Subtract minus 3x plus y equals minus 24. But this must be positive, and a whole number. It's already a whole number, so let's make it positive. We're just going to multiply the entire thing by a negative 1. And all that does is just change the signs. So we've got 3x minus y equals 24. There we go. All right. On to page 5. What do we got going here? Let's see. Given that a line passes through those 2 points, write the equation in point-slope form. Well, we need to find the slope first. We have 2 points. We can do that real easy. Let's put it in a table. 3 minus 3, 7. Here's my 2 points. This is kind of a shortcut version of the slope formula. We'll just find the difference here. 3 to 7, I added 4. To get from 3 to 7, I added 4. To get from 3 to minus 3, I subtracted 6. So here's my change in y, and here's my change in x. So the slope equals the change in y over the change in x, which is the rise over the run. And that's 4 over minus 6, which reduces to 2 over minus 3. So there's my slope, and now I can take either one of these points. I'm going to take that point right there. So point slope form, y minus 3, remember to change the signs, equals the slope, which is minus 2/3. It doesn't matter where you put the negative sign. It's going to make the whole fraction negative. Minus 2/3, and then x minus 3 again. So there it is in point slope form. And looks like we need to write it in slope-intercept form as well. So we just distribute y minus 3 equals minus 2/3 x minus 3. Okay, we just distribute that first. Minus 2/3 x. Let's see, a minus 2/3 times a minus 3. Well, that's we're multiplying by the denominator, so that just cancels the bottom out. So now I've got just, well, a negative times a negative gives me a positive, and then I just have left whatever on top. Whatever is on top is left. Alrighty, and then I still have this over here, but I can add that to get rid of it. Y equals minus 2/3 x plus 5. There we go. And one last form, standard form. Looks like that. So we need to move this x term to the other side. So it's being subtracted right here. So let's add it to both sides, plus 2/3 x. That goes away, so I've got 2/3 x plus y equals 5. But again, must be a whole number. So we're going to multiply the entire thing again by the denominator. Right there. Multiply it by the denominator. And that will cancel those out. So this becomes 2x. 3 times y is a 3y. And 3 times 5 is 50. So there is standard form. Alrighty. Let's go to the next one. We're going to graph an equation. This is in point slope form. So I'm going to find this point. Let's see. Here's the y, and there is the x. But remember, we got to change these signs. So the x is minus 5, and the y is plus 3. So the point is minus 5, 3. And here's the slope, minus 4/3. So let's find that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going back 5 on the x. And then up 3. Right there. Minus 5, 3. Now I can use the slope. Use the slope to find more points. So I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. Go down 4, over 3. And that's it. That's as many as we can fit on here. There's the line. There we go. Down. All right. Let's see. Is this the last page? Looks like. All right. Yep, that's the last page. Whoops. All right. Here we go. Last page. Given the table below, answer the following. X-intercept, y-intercept, 0, slope. F of something is minus 18, f of minus 4 is something. All right, well, the x-intercept. Remember, the x-intercept will always have a number, and the y is always 0. And the y-intercept, the x is always 0, and the y is a number. So let's see if we can't find that. Is there a point where y is 0? Right here. There it is. So the x-intercept is minus 2, 0. How about the y-intercept? Is there a point here with 0 in the x? Yeah, right there. So there's the x-intercept. Oh, I'm sorry. The y-intercept. Which is 0 minus 6. So here's the y-intercept and the x-intercept. All right, well, that was pretty easy. Let's see what else we can find. The slope. Well, we can find the slope by just finding these increments, because this will be the change in x. This will be the change in y. Now, don't let this fool you. The y goes on the top. So let's put that there, just so we don't get... Remember, that's the rise, and this is the run. So let's see, from minus 4 to minus 2, I went up 2. From minus 2 to 0, I also went up 2. Here I just went up 1. And then from here I went up 3. Okay. Well, for the y's here, from 6 to 0, I went down 6. And then from 0 to minus 6, I went down another 6. From minus 6 to minus 9, I went down another 3. And then here I went down 9. So all of these, let's go up here. Change in y over the change in x. All of these, I've got a minus 6 over 2. Another minus 6 over 2. Then I've got a minus 3 over 1. Then a minus 9 over 3. Are these all the same? I believe they are. This reduces to minus 3. This is minus 3. And this also reduces to minus 3. So this is our slope. This is our slope, is minus 3. Okay. So the 0, remember, is just the x coordinate of the x-intercept. There's that. And now let's see, if my output is minus 18, what's my input? Right there. It's a 4. Okay. How about my input? If my input right there is a minus 4, there's my input. My y is 6. There we go. Now, let's take this table and write an equation of the line that it represents. Or the equation of point slope form. Well, let's just pick a point. Let's pick this first point right here. I'm going to pick this first point right here. Right down here. So the equation of point slope form y minus 6, remember to change those signs, equals minus 3, which is the slope, and then x plus 4. Remember, change that sign. There's the equation. Now we're going to write it in slope-intercept form. Okay, that means all we do is solve for y. Here's our equation in point slope form, not 14. It's 4. There we go. So we distribute minus 3x minus 12. This side doesn't change yet, but it will when I add 6. So this is y equals minus 3x minus 6. Alrighty, and here's the equation in standard form. We just need to move this over to the other side so they're on the same side. So y equals minus 3x minus 6. I will add 3x to both sides. There we go. 3x plus y equals minus 6. And my a and b values are whole numbers and they are positive. So that brings us to the end of the review. I hope this helped. Good luck on the test. So long.